not be seen, so that we may present the following sports special.
The world champion Los Angeles Lakers are on the air. Brought to you by Toyota, makers of quality cars and trucks. By Coors, the original draft beer in bottles and cans. By the California Lottery, you're only 6 numbers away, and luck is all around you. Play Lotto. By Chevron and high-octane Chevron Supreme with Tetraline. Chevron fuels your freedom. By Taco Bell, make a run for the border. By Great Western's family of companies, over $30 billion strong. By Discount Tire Centers, one of the nation's leading Michelin dealers with over 85 locations in the West. By Canon, so advanced it's the world's leader in 35mm photography. By Jack in the Box, for exciting new tastes, this is the place. And by Ralph's and the Giant, a change for the better.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's the defending world champion Los Angeles Lakers against the much improved Philadelphia 76ers. Hello again, everybody. The crowd will be capacity tonight. This town is agog. Not only are the Lakers in town the world champions, but so is Kareem here for the final time of his brilliant career on the regular season. The Lakers come here leading the Pacific Division with a record of 8-3. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, and if they can win tonight, they'll have a road trip that means a 3-1 mark. Now, Stu, the Sixers are good, too.
The Sixers are very good. They're presently at 9-4, first place in the Atlantic Division, a half game ahead of the New York Knicks. They've won 6 out of their last 7, and they've won 6 in a row right here at home. They're very good right here in the Spectrum.
Last year, these two clubs, as the Lakers won both games, had some tremendous battles. Byron Scott, as he is so often, was the high point man for the Lakers on the year. 28 points, 5 boards, 6 assists. One game he had 37 points. Magic Johnson, his usual great self. Magic for the Lakers last year averaged 24 points and 17 assists against this club. James Worthy was 20 points and 4 rebounds, as usual. Charles Barkley, last year against the Lakers, 20 points and 9 rebounds. They have an 8-1 home record this year, and he's been averaging 31 points in those 8 victories here at home. And this crowd relishes this young guy, but they put some new people with him this year, and they're even better.
That's right. That's what you have to do. You have to surround great players with good people in order for the team to have success, and that's what the Philadelphia 76ers have done this year.
Now, the ceremony tonight is going to be emceed by Dr. Julius Erving, who was such a hero in this town, and he's a legend now that'll never be forgotten. And it was just 2 years ago at the Forum that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar presented Julius Erving with some gifts as he retired, including, I'll never forget it, a rocking chair. So it's going to be, I think, about a half hour of introductions and so forth.
Well, you know, the first time that Kareem played here in Philadelphia was October 31st, 1969. He had something like 25 points, 18 rebounds to go along with 9 assists. You know what? Billy Cunningham, now one of the principal owners of the Miami Heat, he was a starting forward on that Philadelphia 76ers team.
So this building has housed a lot of memories for Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar and other Lakers. It's been a franchise that, like Boston, like New York, and like the Lakers, have absolutely dominated the championship series, with most of the domination, of course, being done by Boston and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Sixers haven't been in it for a few years. They traded Moses Malone away, and they were seeking a center. They've got one, a good one, Mike Jaminski, and he is a great balance wheel for this club.
Well, what he does is he brings you consistency. You can count on Jaminski to give you the same possible numbers almost every night, points and rebounds. He's very, very consistent.
Let me see if they're about ready to go out here on the floor. I think they are. Here's the announcement. Let's pick up the public address.
Who better to handle tonight's ceremony than the 76ers' own legend? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only, the Dr. Julius Erving.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you this evening as we welcome a very, very special guest. It's an honor for me to introduce a man who has been here many times before, a man who is the greatest scorer in NBA history, who simultaneously, in my opinion, is the greatest player in NBA history. A man who, for parts of 3 different decades, showed style, and perseverance, and talent. A man who won gold rings. A man who won banners. And who won the hearts of many and the admiration of many. A man who deserves a great Philadelphia tribute, as only you can give him tonight. I'd like to ask Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to step forward. Ever so often we hear the term genius used. I think it's used all too often on all too many people. Wonderful is another term that I think about right now. And to me, wonderful is a feeling that you get every now and then when things are done in a very special way. It's a feeling that you get when you feel just so special. Well, we have a wonderful genius in our midst tonight, and he's our very own wonderful genius who's going to pay tribute to Mr. Jabbar, Mr. Abdul-Jabbar tonight with a special song. Please welcome Grover Washington Jr., our wonderful genius.
Big shoes. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are talking about legends tonight. You've just heard one speak, Mr. Julius Erving. But all of us as fans, the night in, night out, watching Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playing up to his usual excellent standards. We are happy that we have been here to see you work your magic. And talking about legends such as Julius Erving, Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there are musical legends also. Legends like Mr. Duke Ellington. And we would like to play for you because we all are just a little sentimental about this. You know, we have seen some of the best basketball and the best basketball players in the world, and this is our way of saying thank you for all the love, for all of the shots. And this is a tune entitled In a Sentimental Mood, and accompanying me will be a Philadelphia legend, Mr. Bill Jolly, on keyboards.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some gifts at this time to present to Kareem. Representing Spectacor Management, Mr. Robert Cavalieri, General Manager of the Spectrum.
In recognition of all of the memories Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has provided us here in the Spectrum, I'd like briefly to reminisce about his first game in the Spectrum. It was the 76ers against the Milwaukee Bucks, October 31, 1969. It was Halloween night, and he was indeed a scary sight for the 76ers. Kareem played 44 minutes, he scored 25 points, he pulled down 18 rebounds, and he fouled out of the game. For 20 seasons of memories, almost the entire history of the Philadelphia Spectrum, the Spectrum would like to present a donation on Kareem's behalf of $1,000 to his favorite charity. Thank you, Kareem, for all the memories. Thank you.
Representing Quintex of Voorhees, New Jersey, Mr. Raymond Scanapico, the president of Quintex, to present Kareem with a Bell Atlantic portable telephone. From Kenwood Audio, Kareem is being presented with a high-performance remote-controlled compact disc changer. Few things in life perform as well as Kenwood and Kareem. From both the 76ers and the Philadelphia area Kenwood dealers, we hope Kareem you enjoy the CD player. And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing the 76ers, team co-captain Charles Barkley will present a collection of Philadelphia jazz artists, including our favorite, Grover Washington Jr., all on compact discs for Kareem to enjoy in his new CD player.
Is that it? All right, without further ado, I guess for the mini sky hooks, for the goggles, for the intelligence, and for the leadership, for all those years, I present to you Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this wonderful reception. Thank you so much. You know, they say when you leave, it's supposed to be real easy to leave. You just walk out the door. But I guess that's going to be impossible because people like yourselves have gone through such an effort to make me feel welcome and to thank me for what I did. And I always felt I was just doing my job. But you people have appreciated what I've done, and you've shown a lot of class. And it's really nice to be able to stand here and be with some friends like Julius and Grover and some of the other folks in the crowd, and just to be able to acknowledge you and say thank you for supporting not only 76ers, but all of professional basketball. You've been class fans all the time, and whether or not you've been on the winning end or the losing end, you've always shown that class and enthusiasm for the game. And for that, I want to thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do with these gifts. It's kind of strange getting gifts. I always come in here and just expect to have a tough game. It's really wonderful to get these gifts. And for myself, I would like to get behind what the 76ers are behind this year, which is the Special Olympics. during the holiday season, it's always good to remember others, and I would like to remember the Special Olympics with the 76ers. For that, I'm going to be giving them a check for $1,000 from myself in LA Gear, and I hope you folks can get behind that. It's really unfortunate that one person can't be here. He was kind of part of this place. I thought he probably was born here. His name was Dave Zinkoff, and he was a public address announcer. I'd just like to acknowledge him and his memory. After that, I guess I've run out of things to say. I'm going to have to steal a few words. The song you just heard, In a Sentimental Mood, was written by Duke Ellington, and it's one thing that he said all the time. Whenever people showed him appreciation for him and people in his band, he would say, "I do love you madly," and I do love you madly. Thank you very much.
$18,168 loyal Philadelphia fans pulling for the Sixers, admiring the greatness of a man that played 20 years in this league, 14 with the Los Angeles Lakers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You fans that have admired him as spectators, you must know how much we feel as having been with him day in, day out, game in, game out. He's something very special, and it was a nice tribute, even though a little long. We'll be back with more in a minute as the players will warm up now for 8 or 10 minutes. And then we'll have NBA basketball, the Lakers and the Sixers on the World Champion Lakers Basketball Network. The East and the West get together. Very seldom do we see the Eastern clubs, Stu, and unfortunately only twice a year. This club has been kind of revamped this year with the addition of Ron Anderson, and in the backcourt, Hersey Hawkins, Bradley's All-American, the Olympic star. And tonight, Robinson, Cliff, will not play. He's got a bad knee, and they'll start Ron Anderson from Fresno State.
Yeah, they do have a good basketball team, and one of the things, as you look at the comparison, we see the comparisons of the